try... So I've got this deck that I've been trying to make work. It's a bit wonky. It doesn't exactly work the way I want it to all the time. It's my Blaziken and Cheryl deck. Yeah, this deck's a bit different. It's not necessarily competitive, which is not really the way you want to begin any kind of deck analysis, but I do like strategies based around Cheryl, so I thought I'd give it a go. I think it's GG. But there's a concept that I hadn't thought about until now. So you could attack with the little Blaziken. So let's find it. Blaziken V. Alright, so if you were to cut into this and up your spiral energy count, maybe you run like just a regular fire as well. You got heat energy. You can run those. So you've got access to 3 fire energies, essentially, with 2 spiral and a heat energy. I struggle to set up for some reason. I don't know what it is about the way this deck works, that it just doesn't want to come together the way that I sort of imagine it should. I think I'm probably being harsh because of that game just now, because the Urshifu is quite strong. But maybe we can make something work. Maybe cut a net. Is there anything else that we could put in? That's a lot of Pokemon, huh? This is a very wide line of Pokemon, which makes Great Ball an option. So let's think about Great Ball. This is a pretty good card. Okay? It's pretty good. If we cut Marnie down a little bit, we go another Great Ball. Octillery seems important, but let's just try 2 more. Let's try it like this. Now this is a bit of a different look for the Blaziken deck. Let's try it. I guess, So we'll do it like this, right? It'll be a 2-hit KO. Should be 130. So 260 plus 60, that's just enough. So that's like, oh, okay, they gave up. Really? They gave up. That's interesting. It's trying to math that situation out, you know? So trying to make a deck that relies on Cheryl quite often ends up being a deck that needs to cut Cheryl down further and further. I don't know, I kind of want to just keep running it back, because we should be able to set up, you know? I can't keep saying that I'm just getting unlucky, but I'm not really sure what happened there. Maybe the cards just didn't fall into my lap in the right order. We'll just keep trying. We'll keep trying. Cheryl City, wow. We got him. We got him. Yeah, nice. Let's have a look at that snipe option. The card that I want to add is Zygarde. Judgment Surge. This attack does 40 to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. So because of the energy requirement, Spiral Energy plus a Rapid Strike Energy should satisfy the requirement for this attack. And then, you know, if your opponent gets down to 1 prize remaining, this attack is doing 200 damage, snipe anywhere. So I like the idea of running this card. Just need to trade for one. I opened a lot of Evolving Skies packs and didn't get one. So now my opponent, yeah, they lost their chance. They lost their chance. Did we get our card? We did. Alright, so let's check out Zygarde. This is a bit of a weird one. So what I'm going to do is we have to cut a card first. What are we going to cut? Because I like the presence of most of these cards. I'm going to cut Marnie. It helps justify our Great Ball count as well, by having so many. And we'll just put in 1. So we're going to try Zygarde. See how it goes. Am I a fan of classic Sonic at all? Yeah. One of my first video games was Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I had them both on my Sega. I had a Sega Mega Drive. That was my first video game console way back when. I was a wee lad. I was very young. Probably at 5 or 6. My father bought me the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, and we had the There was like a Formula 1 game that was pretty fun back then. I hope that comes to the Virtual Console. So I'm pretty nostalgic for that one. I hope we get Road Rash as well. Road Rash 3D was sweet. Or not, sorry, not 3D, but the one that was on Sega. That one was cool. Sonic Team Racing? That's newer, right? Isn't that... What video game console is that on? So we're getting a Great Ball here immediately. That's... bit of a bother. We'll grab the VMAX. Great Ball again. Blaziken. It's a little bit better. I guess the good thing is we can attach to Sobble here. And that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So we'll do this. And we'll go keep calling. And we can go that one, this one, this one. I'm concerned about not having a second Blaziken in play. So I'd rather play it out like this. Sure, I'll only have one Sobble in the upcoming turn, but that is fine, all things considered. More important than having 0 Blazikens. So, see how this plays out. A Sonic Humble Bundle. Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah, look, I'm a fan of Sonic. I'm not, you know, I don't play every single one that comes out. I played a bit of Sonic Mania. I played Sonic Generations. I really liked Sonic Generations. That was good. And then the OG Sonics as well. Double energy discard. Interesting. And no attack. Well, that's fine for us. Interesting prospect here. So I can boss something else, and then Drizzile gets me Evolution Incense. I need 2 incenses so I can get VMAX, Blaziken, and Remoraid, and Remoraid gets me the energy that I need. So I'm gonna play it out like that. So we're gonna do this. I did it in the wrong order. Sad. I did it in the wrong order. Did it in the wrong order. I needed to boss first. I had it all worked out in my head. Now I'm paying for it. Boo! Okay, I'm very disappointed in the way that turned out. That went from being a really good turn to an absolute kerfuffle. I absolutely messed that up. Rather annoying. It's a shame. As if I drew that card. As if I drew the 3rd Cheryl. That's unbelievable. Alright, well. There's no sense in crying about it. Just gonna have to try and get this done without any Cheryl. Yep. Got no choice. That's unbelievable, dude. What is this? What is this? All because I did that turn in the wrong order. Look at the severe repercussions of doing that incorrectly. Where's that professional misplay sound alert?
You a professional moron or just a gifted amateur?
Okay, so we attach capture energy here. We're gonna evolve to get rid of the poison. It didn't really matter anyway because we were gonna retreat, but yeah. Looks like my opponent's not having that much of a better game than me. So, I mean, there's that at least, I suppose. I'm hungry. That's my excuse. Let's see if we can't win this game anyway. Let's see if we can win it without the Cheryls. I do like the direction that I've pushed the deck tonight, though. I'm keen to continue developing the archetype tomorrow. I've been trying different things, and they've all sort of been disappointing. So it's really good to come up with something that works. Do I think they've got it? So I have to choose at least one Pokemon. Okay. Maybe I should have played a supporter. Not sure. So them not scoring a one-hit KO there is quite good for us. I think I have to research this hand. Yeah. So what I'm looking for is Drizziles now. Let's see if I can get them. Ooh, don't forget I've got that Zygarde in the back too. Classic Sonics are there too. That's cool. I'm gonna put the boss in hand just so I've got it. Grab the other one too. Put a research in hand just in case. Now, could I do anything different here? Maybe attack with Inteleon. It doesn't seem like the way. I want to keep them in the dark a little bit about what I've got. I think I can attach like one energy there, like that, and we'll max blaze. And we'll see. So, all the energies that I would need on a Blaziken were on the active, so I knocked this out. I think I win. Or very close to it. I'm in good shape though. And let's GG our opponent a little bit. Look at this. Hey, look at this. Take a different route to victory. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It almost stands to reason to just cut the Cheryls out. Maybe the Cheryls need to go. I think that they have a place in the deck, but not 3. You know what I mean? It's a pretty hectic game that you get to use Cheryl 3 times. But that being said, the Cheryls are in there at a 3 count for a purpose, right? So that they're definitely in the deck for when you want them. Let's try cutting 1. What would you put in though? I feel like there's so much space. Ball Guy is an interesting proposition because we've got Quick Ball, Level Ball, and Great Ball in the deck. I am a fan of the card. I do like it. After a certain point, it's not... Like, maybe I'll try it. But unless you can have it at a 4 count, it's not that good, right? So I'm not sure. I don't think Cape's what I want, but it would help if I plan to go down the route of attacking with Blaziken more often. Scoop up net potentially. Let's look up Rapid Strike supporters. So you got Brawly. I don't think Matchless Maelstrom's very good. Meteor is interesting. Grab Drop is kind of good, but only if they have like 3 or more energies attached. Our opponent, that is. Well, what about Seabold? Could be good for a mid-game heal. It's kind of an annoying amount of HP to heal. I actually like this. I like Seabold. Wow. I'm gonna try 1 Seabold. I think it's just funny, and I'm gonna be able to use it more often than Cheryl on a turn where, like, maybe I don't want to discard the energy, or I can't afford to discard it, but I would like to heal just a little bit of health. So I've been working on a bit of a weird deck, I guess. Blaziken Cheryl. It is certainly a Pokemon trading card game deck. What is the strategy with this deck? Well, it's all about the Blaziken. Okay, this attack Max Blaze is what makes this deck possible. Now, whether it's a good deck or not, can't say for sure at the moment. But I don't think that it's any worse than some of the weird decks that I like to try. So, Max Blaze, the fact that it accelerates 2 energy to 2 Pokemon means that you could theoretically cycle through accelerating energy with Blaziken and then just using Cheryl every turn to heal off the damage. The problem is that games almost never go that way, and it's almost always better to develop a strategy that sits between leveraging the strength of Cheryl and actually knocking out your opponent and taking prizes. So, what does Cheryl do? You heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon if you do discard all energy from the Pokemon that were healed in this way. So, that's where the synergy comes from. Cheryl heals all of the damage at the cost of discarding all the energy attached to Pokemon it heals, and then Blaziken replaces the energy with Max Blaze. So you could theoretically go infinite. Games of Pokemon are never that simple though. So what I've done with this deck is gone heavy with the Inteleon line here. 3 quick shooting Inteleons in order to bridge the damage gap. If you add, let's say, 2 Max Blazes together, that's 260 damage. And if you were able to get 3 quick shootings in over the course of that 2 turns, that's 260 plus 60, 320. That's knocking out a lot of Pokemon in the format. So that is the ultimate goal, to have a couple of Inteleons in play, a couple of Blazikens. And you got some funky other stuff going on in this deck. You got the Zygarde, Judgment Surge, 40 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each prize card your opponent has taken. So towards the end, Zygarde can be powered up with a Rapid Strike energy plus a Spiral energy, and it can snipe one of your opponent's Pokemon. Once your opponent has taken like 5 prizes, that's 200 damage snipe. Nothing to sneeze at there. The other thing that I've done is with the energy line, I've got 2 Spiral and a Heat energy, and that gives you access to Fire Spin. So you can use Blaziken V as well as the VMAX. So the Blaziken V is not just, you know, destined to be evolved. It can stand on its own and deal damage, and then you can use Blaziken VMAX to support it. Now, I was thinking about this deck last night. I think what I want to do is cut this here. I was trying out the Seabold just to heal off damage like a little bit. And then, I'm not sure what else I want to cut. Maybe like 1 Marnie. And there's like 2 cards that I want to try. Memory Capsule is one of them. And the other one is Super Potion? Wait, no, it's not called Super Potion, it's called Hyper Potion. My bad. My bad. So we'll try them both in the list, Hyper Potion and Memory Capsule, and we'll see if one or the other is any good. And then maybe lean into one of those cards more than the other. So cut one for a second if either of them are useful. That's my thinking here. That was a rough game. That was a rough game. But we kind of demonstrated what the deck's supposed to do. We just got unlucky with the prizes. Rod would be super nice. I forgot Hyper Potion was in there. Let's try Ordinary Rod. Ordinary. The reason why I picked Ordinary Rod over Rescue Carrier is because it can fetch you back the other Pokemon too, like the Blaziken line, as well as the Inteleon Rapid Strike cards as well. Rescue Carrier can only get 90 HP and less. You also can't recover the Octillery. So that's the reason why I'm playing Ordinary Rod. So you see a Zacian, and that's a much better looking matchup for us. But we'll see. This matchup can be pretty scary regardless. Let's Marnie them, just to make life miserable. Good. Keep calling. We want this one. And we want 2 of them. You need 2 of them against this deck. Because if they just have Boss in hand, they knock out a Blaziken and set you behind a turn. And that's awful. You just lose. Okay. Alright, so it's looking good. Assuming that we have Octillery in the deck, it's looking good. Incense. Yep. And we've got Blazikens. Level Ball here. We'll grab Drizzile. It's a bit rough though, we have to research the hand. Gotta use the research. Let's quick ball here, real quick. Grab Sobble. Play out this hand as much as possible, then we research. Okay, we got everything we needed, which is good. Rapid Strike Search. Grabs us Rapid Strike Energy. It's Great Ball, Sobble. Yep, good. And see, we're setting up properly this game, which is great. I feel like I need a rare candy in this deck too. Just one. When you've got a hand looking like this. Okay, we can deal with Zamazenta. All we need to do is allow something of ours to get knocked out, and we're good to go. No problem. So let's go Great Ball here. Nothing. Right. So I think with this hand, we're gonna play... we don't necessarily want to play Cheryl yet. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So if our opponent bosses and knocks out the Blaziken, we're reasonably comfortable with that outcome. What I really wanted to do was get the most value out of our Cheryl when that eventually comes down. I think it's going to come down in the following turn. I don't think that they're going to look to play Zacian to the bench. Doesn't seem likely. Assault Tackle comes down. And here's where we get to really strut our stuff, is what I was going to say. So maybe this turn what I need to do... Tower of Waters, retreat, and try and trap the Crobat. I don't think that's a bad play by any means. Should just look to secure the KO here. Might just try and draw out a bit with Karina's Focus. I'll put a Memory Capsule here. Oh. I've already supported for the turn. That's okay. We've got it in hand anyway. I'm just gonna Max Blaze. We can touch energy here, that's fine. So they've benched the other Zacian, which presents a new win condition that wasn't there before. They're not really playing around the idea that we have Cheryl already access to it. And to be honest, looking at this board here, we don't necessarily have ready access to it, so we'll see. We'll see. A new Pokemon to become active. We'll see what happens. I can't imagine that they're going to be particularly happy with just knocking out a Sobble. But if they've already supported, they may not. Yeah, they already used research, so. How do you play this out? I sort of just want to go the double quick shooting. Let's go like this, right? Grab our Inteleon. So collect 2 prizes there. Kind of nice, not gonna lie. I think I manually retreat the Blaziken so I can shift that energy across to that Blaziken. Let's do it right though. We won't take anything here. Play this out too and don't take anything. We'll manually attach to this Blaziken and Karina. We got the heat energy for next turn, which is quite a nice pickup. Let's Power Pad. And we'll put these 2 back. So here we get to manually retreat to this. We need to discard the Spiral Energy. So we can't just use the that energy on its own. Which is it's a really weird edge case for paying for retreat costs. But that's how it works. You can say the first energy I want to use is Spiral Energy. And then the second energy I want to use is one of the energy in the Rapid Strike. The double Rapid Strike energy. And so, by extension, it ends up discarding both. Which is kind of weird when you think about it. So we're going to put Spiral Energy over here. Now what becomes difficult here is if my opponent has Boss. But then if my opponent has Boss and they attack with Zacian V, they lose. So they have to continue attacking with the Zamazenta. I do have a weird scenario now where now this is stranded, so put some extra HP on the Blaziken. Or I could research the hand. There's another option too. Quick shooting that Zacian just in case they try to get funny. I do think that this is a bit of a checkmate situation though. I think I want energy here. And then we'll research this hand. Quick ball first. Alright, we'll take the Drizzile because we don't want to draw into it later. And we put our other cards in hand here, so that's good. So let's go Max Blaze. And I guess we'll put an energy on an Inteleon. So let's put it on Octillery. So the reason for that is my opponent could try and strand the Octillery to win. But with the energy attached, they're forced to deal with my board in some way. Alright, what are you gonna do? Smart. But that's fine, because we just win now. Playing the research really is what set us up for success there. We just play boss on this one. Max Blaze for the victory. Very good. Okay, so like, you know, even though that should be a very good matchup for us, it still took us a while to get the W there. It still took us a while to piece together the victory. I guess part of that comes from the quality that Zamazenta has. And my over-eagerness to bench Pokemon there. But we got the win. That's all that matters in the end. We did present a very difficult board state for Zacian to overcome. It just took some time. It took some time. And there's only like a finite number of times that Assault Tackle could delay the game by discarding energy from the active Pokemon. Let's play another game. So we want to get our Drizziles evolved into Inteleons ASAP. We'll see what happens here. We might get the rapid flow off. Again. Can we finish the game? See, I think it's GG because the Sobbles on the bench just get knocked out. I think it's GG. I got no way to deal with that. Maybe I could try to boss stall, but I don't think it was worth playing it out. So let's have a look. So what I was thinking, so we reduce this count back down again. Try a rare candy. Could go up a Great Ball. We could try something like Ball Guy in the deck. So one of Ball Guy allows me to get Great Ball, Level Ball, Quick Ball into hand. I don't think that's terrible. It's a bit funny is what it is, but I don't necessarily think it's terrible. Fan of Waves would have been really good in that game state. Set my opponent behind. But I think the thing that I was struggling with was just setup. Scrapper is interesting. Winden Stadium is kind of funny too. You could play this card. Another Great Ball maybe. Let's try it like this. Brick City today on stream. When you really think about those last few games that we've played, it's either they've bricked or we have. Dang, dude, that was like closer than I thought it would be. Because your Vaporeon just comes in and sweeps you under the rug. Like, it should just roll through my team, but through my deck, but ended up being a bit closer than you might have thought. Let's try again, try again, try again. We're going second, so it gets lead the Sobble. Good thing about Heat Energy is that it can be attached to Sobble, even though it doesn't provide fire or the bonus HP. That's why I've shied away from running just like 4 Spiral Energy in the list. So we get the inverse now. We get a matchup that should be a bit better for us. But these matchups have all been very jarring. They've all been very, you know, either really good for us or not. And so, like, what I wanted to show was a matchup that isn't necessarily straightforward for us. But in a lot of those cases, one of us would brick, you know, amongst them or us or whoever. I think that I have to do it like this, right? Because I got the 2 Blazikens in hand. This hand's looking a bit dead though. Hard to say. Get Marnied, I guess? They would have greening celled last turn, right? Yeah. Maybe I gotta swap the heat energy out for capture, but I do need the fire energy for fire spin. Not in this matchup, obviously, but it's quite good. Let's play the Drizzile. We'll just grab Incense, do the sure thing, you know. Blaziken. Let's quick ball here, go with the Drizzile, put a Sobble on the bench. Maybe I forgot about Zygarde in that game as well, that we just played. Zygarde could have been a good option too, you know? Maybe I prized it, I'm not sure. That could have been another route. Could have been. Alright, well, look, this matchup looks pretty good for us on paper. Anything can happen, of course, but The pressure is certainly on them and not us. We do hit them for weakness, but we don't one-shot them unless we evolve. So, the big difference is that we do it with a singular attachment. And we keep accelerating energy into play. So, it's a much easier time for us here. They get a helping hand at the beginning with greening cells, but then they can't do that again. Grass Knot's gonna do a lot of damage here. Probably about as much as they do to us. Yeah, it's a lot, huh? And we can't retreat. So, it's not as straightforward as you might think, this matchup. Certainly not. No Sobbles is kind of annoying. It's Octillery. Sorry, Karina for a couple of cards. Play Tower of Waters here, which is good. And then I can, we can just Rapid Strike Search here. And we'll grab Spiral. I'll grab Spiral. And we'll just max Blaze here. I could have instead gone for a Rapid Strike Inteleon instead of going for the Spiral Energy and used Clutch. Don't know why I didn't do that. I should have. We almost just win here. Depends on what I can pull out of the bag of tricks. If I can hit Memory Capsule, all I need then is a Rapid Strike Energy and we're good to go. Almost just one-shot the Leafeon, thanks to that card. Raihan seems like a really good card to smooth out this archetype too. Between Greening Cells and Raihan, you can just keep the Leafeon going. It's really quite good, hey. You want to hope that they didn't whiff here. Otherwise, maybe they're just doing Leaf Blade. Ooh, uh-oh. It's a lot of damage. I mean, you just have to attack what's in front of you, right? You can't really look to make any other sort of play. Research. And we'll just target down a Sobble. I mean, if they've got it, right? But this could be an L. Right at the finish line, it could be an L. We'll see. They could do it feasibly. If this is something like right hand, nah. I don't like their chances then. Yeah. So you got Memory Capsule, Rapid Strike Energy. This ends up being a lot closer than you might think though. Wow. Ooh. Not top decking right hand. If they had top decked right hand, they probably win. It's interesting to think about how close. Maybe they could still do it. I have no idea, to be honest. If they can attack with Leafeon this turn, they can do it. But, like, unless they're running Turbo Patch or something, I have no idea. They're also, so when you think about it, they're also playing to the condition that Blaziken should not be able to one-shot this. So it's actually, what they're doing, the fact that they're playing it out is not unreasonable. We know that we've got the win in hand, but they don't. Like, they have no idea that we've got Memory Capsule in hand. So this actually looks really good for them. This looks like a really good board for them. And they've played the matchup expertly, to be honest. So now we go like this. And then we go Fire Spin. And there's no way they could have known. There's no way they could have known that we had that. That's like, when you think about it, that is a ridiculous combination of cards for me to just happen to have in hand. Memory Capsule, and then just, well, the Rapid Strike Energy is like whatever. But, yeah. Let's have a look at the deck again. Give it a whirl. Let me know if you think you've got a better way of playing this deck. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next stream or video. So, have a good day, and I'll see you later.